Lino. Thank you. Number three will be Casey Savant. Immediately after Casey, we will recognize all the top leaders for the last month. We'll make sure, I think Mike Hayward's going to do that to make sure it's clear. And then we'll have Yeager, who is number two, and Stephanie and Derek are number one. So that will be the lineup. So we're going to go back to back to back. So Jay, Andrea, and Casey. And then we'll intervene, try to add a little bit in there. And if anybody, any of our RVP wants to add or ask anything, but we got a great Fab5. Happy Saturday to all you guys. I love these Super Saturdays. Love seeing y'all's faces. Looks like we got almost 100 people on right now, and a lot of people got their cameras on. So especially all of our leaders, let's get those cameras on and let's have a great Fab5. So Jay, go ahead and take it away, my dude.
Wonderful. Can everybody hear me well? Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, good morning to everybody. Just really, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak to everybody. And congratulations to all the Fab5 people who have won and continue to win. I just want to share a little bit with you guys on what I've been doing this past month and really going into the holiday season. And the first thing that I would say with you guys is that you need to know where you're going. That was really the first thing that really stood out to me, because we always want to just make a plan, so to speak, but we don't know where we're going. Like right now, Coach Blake is on his way to Houston. He had to make a plan. He didn't just say, we're going to just go to Houston. There had to be a way. He had to have a plan for the progress. And then within that, knowing where you're going, creating your plan, don't get weary. The Bible says that, you will reap in due season if you faint not. Don't be weary in your well-doing. Sometimes we get weary because we don't see the result. I tell people all the time, if you ever wonder about what it really looks like for success, if you ever feel kind of like, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing, go and get a bag of microwave popcorn. And I want you just to put the popcorn in the microwave and then just start it. Now, after about 30 seconds, nothing happens. Does that mean that the popcorn is bad? Does that mean that the microwave doesn't work? No. If you keep on allowing it to go through the process, well, guess what? Those last 20 some seconds, it's going to just pop like crazy because it's the appointed time for it to happen. Sometimes we start putting seeds in the ground with our business and we get disappointed when we don't see anything coming up. But the reality is it's a process. So the next thing that I look at is right now we're going into the holiday seasons, and Coach Blake asked us to talk about what are we doing for referrals and prospects and things like that. And what I'm doing really is talking to them about the reality of where we are. Think about this, everybody. We're getting ready to go into Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's. Those are three places, three holidays where there are going to be people that are gathered together. So when I'm talking to people, I'm telling them very simple, how great would it be that when you're around the table, because what's going to happen during Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, we're going to reflect on people that are there, people that passed away, and people are going to make some changes. How about if you're that person that can put somebody in a better position financially or with a business? What about if you're that person that you can explain to them, look, I know you're kind of concerned about what we're doing, but look, if I could train you, if I could coach you, if I could mentor you, and I could help you make an additional $500, would you at least give me that opportunity over a 30-day span? And we can see what happens from there. And most people are going to take you up on that. I had a young lady yesterday, sat down with her. She said, I don't know anything about financial services. I said, good, neither did I. I said, my background is in education and in ministry. I don't know anything about financial services, didn't know that, but somebody trained me, mentored me, and coached me. And now look at what I'm doing. And on top of that, you also want to share your story with them. I mean, these are things that we've heard before, but I think during the holiday season, when you talk to somebody and you tell them, look, I just made an extra $1,000 and it took me about maybe an hour. Is that something that you think would really affect your life in a positive way? If so, let's sit down and let's meet. And the last thing I will tell everybody that what I've done, coach, is I've stopped comparing myself to everybody in this group and everybody in this company. Your results are going to be a byproduct of the work that you put in. I'm going to show you how this works. Last Fast Start School, I was a starter. I didn't even really know what that meant, to be honest with you guys. I just knew that I was supposed to get a jersey. And as soon as I picked up my jersey, I was getting ready to go to sit down with everybody else. And if it wouldn't have been for DJ, he said, no, man, you got to go over by the table. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you sit over at the tables. You're a star. You got a jersey. You sit in a different location. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I wasn't expecting that. I just was doing the work. And as a result of me doing the work, well, I became a starter. Now, what happens when you do the work and you get to that position, you don't want to go back. So like I tell people, I don't want to go back to general population. I love Gen Pop. I love being over there. The energy is great, but I don't want to go back. They had snacks over there, y'all. They had snacks at the table. I had leg room. It was great. It was like, wow, this is what it's about. But I say all of that to say you put in the work. And when you put in the work, the results are going to follow. So that's all I have, Coach. I appreciate the opportunity. And I know that everybody's going to do great and just continue what you guys are doing. If I can answer any questions, wonderful. But I'm looking forward to the next speaker as well.
I don't know who took over host. Whoever did that, make me host again. Casey Savant, what are you doing? Give me host. Anyways, there we go. Casey gets on here and just takes host over. Maybe that was my fault. Maybe I accidentally made him host. But switch, Casey, give me host back if you don't mind. Great job, Jay. Anyways, but yeah, great job. Let me make sure here. Let's see if I can. There we go. Reclaim host. There it is. Awesome. So anyways, great job, Jay. Jay, let me ask you one quick question on that. Referral wise or client wise, any verbiage you can say during the holidays, you are helping or specifically to get names and numbers, to reach out to them during the season to earn extra income.
What I'm really doing with the clients that I currently have, I'm saying, I appreciate your business. By the way, the same way I helped you, I would like to help at least 2 or 3 of your closest friends. Would you mind giving me their number so I can reach out to them just to see if I can do the same thing for them that I did for you? And if I can't, at least I at least tried, but you're pretty comfortable with what I did for you. I'd like to extend the same opportunity to them. And usually whenever I say that, most of the time they give me at least 2 or 3 people that they know. The funny thing yesterday, I had somebody come in for an interview and I didn't realize it, or should I say they didn't know, but they're actually a client. Their wife signed them up with insurance. Well, the husband didn't know that he was meeting with me. And I was like, hey, I know you. You like, I see your name on my application. You're a client. But it came back from very simply saying to the wife, hey, do you know anybody that I could help the same way I helped you and your family? And lo and behold, he showed up. And then on top of that, he's going to give me other people that he knows. So it's really simple. You're asking people the same way I helped you because they're clients. If you only have 10 clients, you got at least 10 referrals because you helped them in some shape, form, or fashion. They shouldn't mind giving you a referral or an endorsement.
Absolutely. Great job, Jay. Great job, Jay. I love what you guys are doing. You always have a great holiday season, and you're just doing amazing things. So great job, buddy. Andrea, go ahead. Congrats again on being the Fab5, and it's 5 or 6 times in a row. So go ahead and take it away.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful Saturday. I'm thankful to be here with all of you. Thank you, Blake, again, for asking me to be a part of the Fab5. It's truly an honor. So Blake had asked that we talk to you guys about the things that we're doing to grow our business for the holiday season. And I actually kind of have 6 points for you guys. First, we are simply using the power of following up. I'm following up with people that were interested in joining my team months ago that weren't ready, that might be now. I'm following up with clients to see if they need anything. Does their policy need anything updated? Do they know anyone that is looking for something on the side? These small things have been huge in growing our business. And this is the verbiage that I used. I kind of sent this out in just a broad text to 100 people, I got a lot of good feedback from it. So this is what I said. Good morning. I'm expanding my financial firm and we're hiring. I'm looking for anyone with the following traits: competitive, hardworking, ambitious, money motivated, and people skills. For those of you, that's CHAMP, CHAMP. All right. If anyone you know is looking for part-time work from home, please send them my way or give me their number and I'll call them. I'll train the right people, must be 18 and no criminal history. Also, if you're in need of any of the following, let me know so I can help you and your family: retirement investments, auto home insurance, life insurance, mortgage loans, wills and trusts, And thank you so much. And I sent that out. I got a lot of response from that. So you might want to change your script up a little bit, but that's what I used, and it's been working really well. Number 2, we're also upping our skills. I've reached out to other leaders that are growing to see what I can learn from them. I reached out to Lee about mastering referrals, and he taught me to not leave without getting a referral from my appointments. So he taught me how to set the expectation of referrals at the beginning of my presentation by saying something like, Mr. and Mrs. Client, if you find value in what we show you today, would you help us out with 5 referrals at the end? So that way I've set the expectation that I want referrals, and they've agreed to that at the beginning of my presentation. I've also reached out to Keisha and asked how they were getting recruits. I saw them growing on the leaderboard, so I was like, I wonder what they're doing. So I asked her, and I'll show you what she taught me here in just a few minutes. So I've added these things to what we were already doing. Number 3, we challenge our team with friendly competition. So we like to throw in some cash, and they will go and compete for that. We do this with appointment setting. We do it with prospecting competitions. And every time we do this, our team grows. And it also, helps keep the morale up. It's something fun that they get to look forward to doing. Number 4, we've been using the champ list and script like crazy, like I said earlier, but we send it out in a different way as well. We've been having everyone make a new champ list and sending everyone on that list the verbiage. So for those of you, I already told you guys what champ was earlier, so I don't need to say that. All right, so here's the text that we use. We say, hey, I was talking to the VP of my financial company that I work with. He was mentioning he's expanding and looking for a few good people. Typically, competitive and hardworking people do well in our field, and I mentioned your name to him. I was curious to see if you kept your options open to doing something else if the pay was right. We have gotten so much response from sending that out. So what we do is we have the people that are on our team, we have them make a new champ list by going through their contacts, their social media, and they send that out. Use your spouse's contacts, your best friend's contacts, your parents' contacts. Obviously, if you're not using your direct contacts, you'll have to change the verbiage just a little bit, but it works. It's so simple. But the one thing too is once you start getting responses, make sure you tell your leadership what the response is so they can guide you through that conversation. Don't do the conversation on your own. Ask for help for what to say. Number 5, I've been making a personal goal of setting 3 new names and numbers a day, something else that I had learned from talking with Lee. I want to increase that to 5, but I'm starting with 3. It's been very successful. So I've been increasing my skills on social media. I started using a Jotform application that I made at jotform.com. That's one of the tips that I got from Keisha. And I've been adding that to my hiring social media posts. So I've been getting several names and numbers from just that alone. I'm also being more intentional about talking to people in person. So since I started doing this, I've been reaching that 3 new names and number goal every day. Also, set that goal for yourself. If you just want to start out with 1 and, baby step your way up, but really shoot for that 5 names and numbers a day at some point. Hold yourself accountable. If you can't hold yourself accountable, then find someone that will help you do that, because that's crucial. And then number 6, field training. This is so important. Several of the sales that we've closed this month is from training new people. So training new people keeps you in that warm market. So it's always a good thing. And so field training is where you're going to thrive during the holiday season. So I really hope that this blesses you guys and helps you through this holiday season. I know for our team, we're determined to make it a great one for us.
Hey, Andrew, incredible job as always. I love those verbiage of everything. I had some questions, but you answered every one of them. I hope you guys got that verbiage and used that, because that's what's working for her. She's been in the Fab5 over and over again. She's about to be an RVP here very soon. So, Andrew, I'm very proud of you for all you're doing. Casey, would you unmute? That was my bad, Casey. I definitely made you host. That was not you. That was my bad. I noticed that I made you host versus co-host. So, anyways, great job again on being in the Fab5, Casey. Amazing things going on in your organization. Got a lot of great people going. I know you're making a run for RVP, and there's no doubt you're about to be an RVP beginning of 2025. We're going to make that happen together. So go ahead and take it away, my man.
Appreciate it, Coach. Yeah, no love lost, man. I'm on the verge of making a comeback, so I decided to take over the whole hierarchy and just control the Zoom.
That's it.
So I appreciate it, man. But so Just talking about a few things, y'all. Just getting into the prospect world. I know, like for me myself, I'm getting back into going out and leaving the office and getting a lot of names and numbers. And one of the things that I try to teach a lot of my new people is you don't never have to wake up in the morning one day and make it a prospect day to where you get up and say, hey, today I'm going to go out and prospect. Now, more for like a senior leader like myself or RVPs that's been around, we can go out and say, hey, look, I'm going to leave and get 15 numbers today. But for a lot of the new people, one of the biggest things that can help you get there is to just make sure that every single time you actually leave the house, you are never coming back home without a number, right? So like recently, I went had a little dinner with my wife, and we had got the number of the person that was actually doing our service as the waiter. So all I simply said was, look, you gave us great service today. I really appreciate everything that you do. You have an amazing personality. And I just simply asked him, I said, do you keep your options open for making extra income or a possible better career change? And they say, yeah, absolutely. So I basically just got the number just like that. They really appreciate it. And on top of that, obviously, I left them a great tip to make sure they answer the phone when I call, right? So I kind of tied all of that stuff in together. Another thing is whenever you are recruiting people and you are on the interview, one thing that y'all want to ask them, especially getting close to the holidays, is you have to use what's the most important thing for people, which is their children. So basically, one of the things that I use a lot during December is I asked this person, I said, how would an extra $800 to $1,000 for Christmas benefit your children, right? I don't say family, I say children, because people these days are not really financially stable and they want to make sure that they give their kids a great Christmas. So I always use that. So obviously they say, well, $800 to $1,000 would definitely provide a lot of great things to my children. I say, well, listen, I have a great training program that can get you that $800 to $1,000 in the next 2 weeks if you give me a little bit of your time. Right. So what does that help us do, y'all? That helps them get in the field quick, right? Do a quick orientation, have a great fast start to where they're going to get in the field. And I let them know, and I use the appointments with their children all together, right? And I let them know, hey, look, this is the goal that you're looking to achieve. Make this $800 to $1,000 for your children. These are the amount of appointments that we have to set, because not all appointments are going to go through, right? So if you're pushing the issue of having a new person do 6 to 7 appointments a week, right? With the great leadership that we have, we should be closing at least half of those and getting them a lot of great success. So not only are you getting them what they're here for, but you're also getting a licensed agent very quickly in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That can also not only better your business, but better them as well. And then secondly, just on a simple referral thing, dealing with clients, right? Whenever I close a client, one of the biggest things that I ask them is, do you feel like you learned a lot today on what I educated you on about these products, right? You always want to ask them that. Did you feel like you learned a lot on what I educated you with today? Obviously, they're going to say yes. And at that point, you say, how would you feel if you were the only person in your family that knew this type of information? Would that benefit your family? And obviously, they say no. And that's when I get the referral. I say, well, listen, it's very important if you for you to give me the phone number of your close relatives, like brothers, sisters, mom, dad, cousins, right? Because imagine, Miss Tammy, if your family also had this exact same product, how would you feel if something happened to them long term and they got screwed over because I'm not able to go out and speak with them? Okay. So one of the biggest things that I always do, y'all, is that. And then we also have to not lose focus on making sure that we offer our other products. That's one of the biggest things that I'm on my team heavy about. Let's not close any sales without offering them an opportunity to save money on their auto and home insurance, right? Also, even like family wills, we're starting to get into that a little bit more. I know that's something that I'm lacking. But whenever you are giving these clients multiple products, that builds up your clientele. Because I'll never forget, it was about 6 months ago, I had saved one guy like $20 a month on their auto insurance, and he gave that phone number to his buddy. And whenever the guy called me, he said, hey, look, I got your number from such and such. You help him save like $20 to $30 a month on his auto insurance. I want to see if you can do the same for me. I said, absolutely. I said, did they tell you that I do all financial services? He said, no. I said, well, look, I do all financial services, but if you don't mind me asking, who do you currently have taking care of the life insurance for you and your family outside of your current job right now? So he told me State Farm. I said, great job on being covered, right? You got to give them a compliment. And then I said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a lot of clients on my books from State Farm. Would you be open to seeing how I can put together some better options for you that can save you some money by giving you more coverage and benefits? Would you be open to that? He said, absolutely. I got the policy from him. He emailed it to me. I compared my apples to apples, gave him a better product, and I made another roughly about another $600 closing that sale. So that's what I got for y'all. Some real easy key points, y'all, but they can lead y'all to a lot of things. But I would definitely use the verbiage on how y'all have a training program that can get you paid an extra $800 to $1,000 in the next 2 weeks that can provide for your children.
Hey, great job, guys. Wonderful job. I just real quick, I just want to chime in on the Fab5 that spoke so far. Starting with Jay, I could not agree more. Knowing where you're going is most important. And a lot of times when we recruit people, even myself when I was doing the business, I didn't really know where I was going. I wanted to know. I wanted to have an idea, but the truth was I had no control. And that's what gave me a whole lot of hope and excitement and optimism was this company and Mr. Bill and Blake and Collis and all those guys telling me I can do this if I just make the changes and stay the course. But you do have to know where you're going. That way you know when you get knocked off course. Just a quick story, kind of like Blake's on his way to Houston. Yesterday, I went to Slidell, Louisiana to watch my son play in a football game. Okay, he's a sophomore. It's a playoff football game. It's 3.5 hours away. And you can watch the game on TV, right? It wouldn't have been a big deal. And I could have said, you know what? We're going to sit home with our 5-month-old. We're going to watch the game on TV. It's going to be awesome. It'll be comfortable. But after a while, it's kind of like, no, I need to be there. What if he gets hurt? What if he makes some major plays? He won't know that I'm there, right? So we made the decision to go. And we got childcare, and Mallory and I got in the car and we drove down 3.5 hours. Well, we left it around 1. Okay, it's a 3.5-hour trip, but we left at 1. 2 reasons. Number 1, we wanted to get there early and have dinner. Number 2, we know Baton Rouge traffic is insane. There's nothing fun about going through Baton Rouge when there's traffic going on, right? So my point is this. Our plan did not go as planned, right? It actually took an extra hour and a half to get to Slidell. But you know what we didn't do? We didn't turn around because it got a little tough. We didn't stop the trip because why? Because it was worth it, right? We wanted to see our son play. Now, if it wasn't worth it, we would have turned around, went home, and went on about our business because it was easy. That's the point here, guys. Jay talked about self-discipline, okay? The definition, one of the definitions of self-discipline, and I talk about this as much as I can because it's very important. We got to practice it every day, is overcoming one's weaknesses and stay in the course. Whenever you feel something is important, stay in the course despite temptation to abandon, okay? Overcoming one's weaknesses, staying the course when you know something is important despite the temptation to abandon. In this business, you're going to have the temptation to abandon quite a bit because rejection is real. But if your goals are there, yourself, now look, and one thing I'll say about this is self-discipline. I'm not sure if you can teach self-discipline to people aside from practicing it yourself and providing the example and developing in a relationship so we can put stuff in front of people to help them have a little more self-discipline. What I mean by that, with what Casey just mentioned, we're going to start talking about people's children. We're going to start talking about things that are important because if we do that, I think that'll make somebody go a little bit further. That'll make people sit in traffic for an hour and a half for their kid's game, right? If it's all about me and I'm going to see something that is really that important, then I'm not going to practice self-discipline. I'm going to get out of there and go make it go where it's easy, right? And I think that we got to get back to that, especially going into the new year, right? And also, too, with Andrea, following up. Guys, we got to make tons of phone calls, okay? Who do we got to call? Everybody, okay? Follow up with people who were in the business and maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe follow up with people who you did policies with and ask for more referrals. You don't think there's people they maybe could think of that they didn't think of when you asked them the first time, right? I mean, there's just so many things. Jay McKinney wrote a policy this week on somebody that a guy in our business, a guy in our business recruited her like 5 years ago. Jay wrote a policy on her this week, right? For one of our recruits, right? So, and making phone calls however you have to do it. I'm going to tell you who I'm not going to call, okay? And this is going to happen to you too. If this is happening to you, then that's a good thing because you got a lot of activity going on. Yesterday, I was supposed to meet with somebody for Jody McKenzie, one of our new recruits. I was supposed to meet with a person at noon. I text messaged her at 10 o'clock, say, hey, I'm just making sure we're good at noon. She said, my boyfriend or fiance or something said that they tried this and this is a pyramid company. I'm not calling her back, okay? If she can't even sit down with me and let me explain it, I'm just not calling her back. Does that make sense to you? That's who you don't call if they've already and she was super nice. She's like, thank you so much for your time, all the things. But I'm just not doing that, right? I'm going to call some people, find some people who are open-minded, who are eager, who are excited, and I'm going to get in front of them. I'm not going to settle for not making those phone calls, right? And the last thing, like Casey said, I think that it's very important we understand, and Andrea said the same thing, training people, training sales. I want you to ask yourself, the appointments that you're doing, okay, how much money are you making other people, okay? And here's what I mean by that. And it's not just financially. How much progress are you making other people? How much training are you giving other people, right? I sat down with Scott Brumfield and a recruit the other night, field training her. We're going to write a policy. We're going to do investments. She's going to make money from that deal. I'm going to make money too. But what I'm comparing that to is everybody you're sitting down with just going to be a client. Because if you don't have somebody sitting next to you and listening to what you were saying and listening to you overcome objections and listening to you answer questions, well, then you got to get yourself in a position where you're doing that, right? Like Jody McKenzie, we talked about that. She did an appointment yesterday with Jay. She made $200, right? That's what I'm talking about. How much money can you help other people make based off of financially and also being able to do a presentation or being able to somewhat do what you did just now, right? You got to pay attention to that. So great job, Jay, Andrea, and Casey. Phenomenal job. Blake, are we going to start recognition or are we going on to the next speaker?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to recognize right now, Mike. So go ahead and take it away, buddy. And then we'll go to closing up the stuff here.
Okay. Ready when you are. There we go. All right. I believe, let's see right here. We got, okay. All right. So this is everybody. So one recruit this past, what is this for? Is this for the week or for the month, Blake? I apologize.
It's for the month. Yes, for the month.
Okay, so far this month we got one recruit. We got Clemisha Jury, Kim Smith, Carlos Harvin, Phoenicia Johnson, Cheryl Gray, Shaniqua Conley, Kenny James, Christopher Clues, Miss Camila Gold, Heather O'Neill, Dustin McLean, and Jay Como. Great job, guys. Two recruits. We got Moses Jones. I saw Moses #1 in premium in the under RVP too. Congratulations, Mo. I see you. Paige Branch, Casey Savant, Jody McKenzie, and Kalia Wallace. Congratulations, two recruits. Big time. Three recruits. Rare Air, Trevor Purley, Dylan Bessard, Twanda Gulliam, and Sky Brumfield. Congratulations. Three recruits. We got one sale. We have Jatarius Tolbert, Carlos Harvin, Brian Davis, Christopher Clues, Mahogany Darthand, Kenny James, Darian Celestine, Seth DeVille, Sky Brumfield, Julie Blaylock, Ashley Jacobs, Hope Dozot, Amelia Hodges, Felix Winchester, Brandon Landry, and Austin Bass. Congratulations, guys. Two sales. We got Clemisha Jury, Sierra Jones, Casey Savant, Whitney Johnson, Megan Guillory, Heather O'Neill, Lanika Walker, Emily Colbecker, Kevin Kenderson, Ramsey Harrison, and Jack Rose. Three sales. Lalitha Foster, Kyla, Miss Kyla Johnson, RVP, Braylon Castile, Rashonda Dickerson, Megan Guillory, Zach Hatton, Andrea Paulino, Jay Como, and Brandon Steels. Four sales, Tiffany Klopas. Five sales, Dejanay Turner and Jay McKinney. Six sales, Aerith and April. Seven sales, Miss Jody McKenzie. Eight sales, Darrell Thomas. And 9, 10, 11, 12 sales is Moses Jones. Congratulations, Moses. And I do have to mention DJ McNeil. I don't know why he wasn't on there, but he did have at least a dozen sales. My man's been killing it. So congratulations to him as well. Blake, are you who we got next? Mr. Yeager taking it away?
Yes. Great job, everybody. Congratulations on that as well, too. Yeah, Mike, we got to get DJ's recognition in there, but we'll recognize him if he sends it in as well. But great job, Moses. Great job to everybody on here who got recognition. And I appreciate you doing that, Michael. Yeager, go ahead and take it away. Great job again on number 2, big time recruiting. Talk about what y'all are doing during the holidays to explode this thing, man. Go ahead.
Hey guys, look, I am fired up to be able to be a part of this Fab5. Honestly, like Jay said, you don't even really know what kind of hierarchy you're in until you are at a fast start school and you are, in those seats, in that environment, and in that assignment. But guys, I'm going to be honest with you. It's got to start with your attitude. You got to have that attitude of gratitude. That's one thing I can tell about Aerith. That's also who I can tell about a couple of our other leaders here. You can tell where the leaders are because of their attitude of gratitude. Do they really care about how they're doing and where they're going? Okay, guys? And the thing about it is proper preparation prevents poor performance. So when you ask me what were we doing to get where we're at today? Well, that started 6 weeks ago. That started 4 weeks ago. Right? What were we doing? We were talking to our team and preparing them for the holiday season because a lot of people in this business, they say it's a holiday, but really it's a holiday weekend or a holiday month, right? And we have to prepare our agents and prepare our partners to let them know that this is not going to be a situation where they're going to, take the whole month off, that they're going to make money every day, every week. So you got to prepare your people mentally, but you also got to arm them for the adversity that they're going to go through and the overcoming objections they're going to go to. Because honestly, I would say this season is the excuse season, guys. I would say this season is the season that everybody has something else going on where they don't want to sit down with you and they don't realize the benefit of why they need to sit down with you guys. And look, what we were talking about earlier today is being on time, guys. You have to set the tone for your team. And am I talking about being on time for an appointment? No, I'm talking about being on time for your team. Being on time for your team. Being there for them when they need you. Not when they want you, but when they need you. And listen, guys, you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. I was talking to Bill and I was talking to Blake. Even though we're doing well here, I'm not looking in the mirror enough. I need to look in the mirror enough and I need to see what I'm looking at so that I can teach my team what that looks like so they can do that. So your team ain't going to see it unless you show it to them. Guys, you have to show it to them. So you got to faith over fear because fear ain't going to get you nowhere, guys. And then you got to maintain that attitude. See, I think about it is in the beginning of the month, I think that we get fired up just like when we're in a football game or a basketball game. We're all fired up, but then we slowly lose our energy and we slowly start making excuses of why we're not where we want to be. Guys, you have to maintain that attitude the whole game. And then I know that Jay said your why. Is your why strong enough? Are you teaching your team that their why is the reason they're here? The thing about it is I think some people come to this business because they honestly don't know what else to do. And the thing about it is our job is to educate them on smart ideas of goals and dreams. Because I think, we all hear it all the time, dreams are dreamers for dreamers, right? And then when you're a kid, you dream, and when you become an adult, you do adult stuff. Well, no, that's not true. You can absolutely dream and achieve those goals as adults as well. Guys, listen, what are you doing to accomplish those goals? What work are you putting in? We put the work in weeks and weeks ago to get where we're at here today, guys, but it's always a maintaining the process. So just because, like he was just talking about, just because you planted some seeds 8 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago, if you do not water those seeds, right? If you're not doing your follow-up, if you're not touching base with them and really loving on them and showing them that you care more about them than their employer does, right? And that you care more about their success and their growth than they actually do, guys. And you have to run the system. The thing about it is the reason our team, the hierarchy of Bill Whittle and Blake has been so well is because we understand a system works. Guys, you have to master the system. And it doesn't just happen 1 month, 1 week, 1 day. Art Williams always says, somebody can stay excited 1 month, 1 day, but the real winners can stay excited as long as it takes. Guys, you have to run that system as long as it takes. I heard somebody say something earlier today that you start getting down on yourself because you're not getting the success that you think is how it's supposed to be. And I'm going to be honest with you. I feel that way sometimes too. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel that way sometimes too. But then I get reminded that I'm in a season right now, and I will not have a testimony if I don't go through that test. Guys, you got to take control. You got to take control. I say that a lot, but are you taking control? I always tell my guys is, you can look at Chris, he's got some bruised shins, right? Are you bruising their shins, right? Are you breaking down their pride? Because a lot of people come in here prideful, right? And humility is what you need to win here. And how are you going to get humility? Is by looking up to your upline for those decisions, for those direction. Guys, the thing about it is your upline is where you are, and how you're going to get there is by following their lead, not trying to go out in the woods and make your own path. Following the lead that's always worked. And when it comes to wordage, guys, it's really simple. I always say it doesn't really matter what you say, it's about how you say it, right, guys? I hear Blake always talk about, hey, we specialize in people in the holiday season, right? We specialize in people that got new homes. We specialize in people just lost a job. We specialize in people that are just struggling. If you just say it with passion and conviction, and you actually believe it, remember, convince people. If you're not convinced, you cannot be convincing, guys. And the only way you're going to get convinced is being out there, being around the environment, and failing. And through your failure, you will win.
Jagger, great job, man. One thing I'll hit on really quickly. When you said be on time for your team, that was key, man. That was really important. And that's that can be taken a lot of different ways. And I want to share, that's not just being available for appointments. And I know you alluded to that. It's about being there when they need you, when they're maybe being weak or their goals aren't most important. That is key. And it's very difficult for people. I think it's one of the more difficult things for people is to hold people accountable because they haven't developed a relationship or they're afraid that they're going to quit or whatever it may be. And Blake always did that with me. Somebody told me one time they thanked me for not being a yes man. They said it takes a lot more energy to not be a yes man. And I'll give you a quick example because it's not, this business, you have to challenge yourself. You have to have motivation. You got to be all the things we talk about. Okay. And DJ alluded this on training the other day. He said he called me one day and I wasn't going to bring this up, but he did. So I will. He said, I was telling Mike, and he was going through some personal issues that caused some serious financial pressure. Okay. Some things that we all go through that just had him down a little bit. So he calls me and says, I'm going to have to maybe get some type of a job to get a little income while I'm building this thing. And he told me what it was. And it was like $100 all day doing something. I said real quick, I said, DJ, if you feel like that's what your time is worth, then you need to take your butt over there and get that job. And I was upset. Okay. I was not happy, but I was being a coach at that time because the reality of it was, and he admitted this, he wasn't doing what he needed to do. He needed somebody to point out, hey, you're not operating in the manner that you can operate. You're not doing what you said you were going to do. You're not putting in the work. You're not getting yourself in the right market. You're waiting until business falls off the books before you fix it. I said, you're blowing it. You're not doing what you said you were going to do. Now, however, you have more ability and work ethic than anybody I've ever worked with. You're up at the top. So if you're ready to turn that thing around, we need to turn that thing around. Okay. You need to stop. You need to get out of the way you're thinking. I understand it, but I'm not going to get down on your level. We need to get on the phone. We need to talk to the people. You have everything that you need. Coach talks about the 5 pennies. Put 5 pennies on your left side and go make them. Go put them on the right side after talking to 5 people, right? Do the things you've been taught, work the fundamentals that you've been taught on a whole nother level, and go make the money that you're worth, right? And I mean, maybe some people wouldn't have said that. I don't know. But when you said being on time for your people, I believe that's being on time for your people. And I felt bad. I told Mallory, I was like, man, I shouldn't talk to that dude that way. But I'm going to tell you this. He's strong enough. He used it. He's made $10,000 in the last 30 days. And, I think that's something that we got to realize. Now, don't hammer people like that if they're brand new. Okay, please understand what I'm talking about here. Have a good enough relationship to where whenever they start blowing it, or whenever you maybe start blowing it, you have somebody that you can confide in and talk with, and that is being there for your people. I think that is another level of leadership, and I think that's where most people lack. And if you're not comfortable doing that, I think you should maybe study, maybe ask your upline, maybe read the books, and study coaches and different people who are in a position to do that, so you can become that man or that woman. So wonderful job, Jaeger. Blake, I know your service is a little choppy. You want to take it away?
No, it's all good, man. That was perfect. You hit it on perfectly. I love that. I'm so proud of what DJ's doing as well, too. I love that. Love to see those RVPs make 10, 15 grand in a month. That's what they should be doing, especially this holiday season. So, Mike, I'm passing through Beaumont right now, Beaumont, Texas. It's where I went to school. It's where I played college ball. So there's a bunch of people like with their windows down, like waving at me, asking for autographs and stuff. So if you have to chime in, how you doing? Yeah, gotcha. Anyway, sorry about that. Just people on the interstate that remember me from when I was here. So anyways, just if I have to do that, just go ahead and take it away. I'm joking. Anyways, go ahead. Derek Nelson, congrats on being Fab5 #1 again. Great things moving. I know you're going to end the year strong. So go ahead, my man.
All right, I appreciate it, Coach. I just want to say thank you again for allowing me to be on here, be doing this amazing training with this great group of people that we have. Sadly, Stephanie kind of lost her voice this morning. I don't know if she planned it or what, but I guess y'all get full-time me this morning, right? So I'm going to hit exactly what you were talking about first, being the example. All right. So I have 3 new directs that I'm training right now. They have been side by side with me as I'm doing client meetings, as I'm doing recruiting interviews. Duro, I see him shaking his head. He's like, dang, Derek's got people in the office every day. A new face in the office every day. I've got this one gentleman that was a car salesman, came from the oil field. Garrett's just killing this thing, staying at my side as much as he can, right? Because he said, wait, I didn't get that much training as a car salesman. I had a buddy of mine that took me under his wing, but then he just threw me to go and sell cars, right? So just for example, a couple of days ago, I met with Jared's spouse at a local place in New Iberia, Louisiana, called Cane River Pie Bar. I got there a little bit early. I was dressed nice in a nice suit, had everything set up because that mindset of you don't have to get ready if you stay ready, right? Everybody needs to write that one down. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready. Just because I was dressed nice in a suit, I ordered a piece of my red velvet cake and a glass of milk just to get that out of the way and make friends with the hostess and the people. This gentleman came and asked me what I did before Jared and his spouse even got to the appointment, right? So I prospected him. I learned all about his history. He's a 19-year-old kid from New Iberia Senior High, all about his brother. He's a welder, all this crap. I ended up getting at least 3 appointments set through this gentleman before my client even came in to do the meeting, right? Because I was dressed well. So as far as being the example, if you go out and you're raggedy, you're not really looking professional, you're a walking, talking business every time you step out of your door. Even more so, what does your Zoom say about you if you're not even getting out of your door, right? If you're working in your office or your home office and it looks raggedy, it looks disheveled, you got stuff all over the place. I heard a leader say recently, man, I wouldn't do business with you, right? Your shoes untied, your tie is crooked, everything's going wrong with you. I wouldn't buy popcorn from you if I was starving. Just going to that popcorn reference from the first gentleman, right? So as far as we go, Jay, the whole thing about how I'm winning, I get myself out there, right? I'm at my kids' volleyball games getting names and numbers, right? I'm at the football games. I'm out there living life with my family. and just doing what I have to do so that people see this is a marketing business. Would people buy from you? If I saw you on the street, or if I saw you at Walmart or at McDonald's, wherever, oh, Black Friday is coming up. If I saw you at the mall, am I avoiding your table or are you attracting me to your table? Right? If I see Darrell's got some nice candy, something going on, he's got free gift cards, I'm curious, right? But if he's just over there trying to, hey man, come over here, come in. What is it? Stephanie and I were in New Orleans. We had these people trying to get us to buy this $1,000 lotions and these eye serums and all this stuff, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. These vendors, right? Stephanie and I went to New Orleans last week. We needed a little work, well, a vacation that turned into a workation, right? Because our minds are always on our business. We went to this little, I think it's Photo de Chow or some little meat place, a little great restaurant. We ended up making friends with the manager. The people on the side of us were interested in what we did. We made friends. They were having this cheese and meat fest between Stephanie and her, and we just became friends right away because we're out there. We're always in a mindset of our business. So how we're growing our money, how we're growing our business, for one, we're staying focused, right? Without focus, nothing will grow. If Derek wants to go and do something for a day or two, great, cool, but his mindset better be on that business. Derek may miss out on a Darrell Thomas or on a Yeager or on a Kevin Kennerson because his eyes are closed, right? Every new agent that I've gotten in the last 2 weeks directly, I jumped on Facebook, what was that, Monday? There was a gentleman at 7 a.m. posted, I hate my job, right? I hate, literally on Facebook said, I hate my job. I'm looking for something new. Please, somebody help me. This gentleman makes $30 an hour at a plant in a beat or Baton Rouge area out on that side. Guess what? He's my newest agent, right? He's my newest agent. He's a veteran. He is prone to tons of people that want to come work with us now. He has a name list of over 30 people, and half of them are veterans. Does anybody know what's going on this month with veterans? I think they got a little discount going on, right? So I just keep my eyes open 24 hours a day. And also, I will say on this, I'm holding myself more accountable to my own goals, right? If I say I'm going to make 5 phone calls today and close out 4 appointments today and get 3 interviews done today, I'm not closing out the day without getting that done. And I'm putting it like if Bill was telling me, hey, Derek, what's your goals for today? I'm not going to tell Bill I'm doing 5x5 if I know I'm only doing 2x2, right? Or I'm not going to talk to Blake and be like, Blake, I got 10,000 in premium I'm writing this week. I've got all this stuff going. And I know I don't have 1 appointment set for the week, right? This all goes down to your accountability. And then the last part, as far as self-improving, how we're growing our money, I'm back at the gym. I'm back. I keep a duffel bag with me every day. Even if it's just a mile I go run, my mindset is everything. If I started off this morning with some eggs, man, I wanted to eat some pancakes and eat some bacon and eat some sausage. My mindset was, nope, I got to be healthy. I went run. I'm eating my eggs. I'm doing what I have to do, right? I'm getting those disciplines. Now, referrals. That was a big thing right now is everybody's trying to get referrals, trying to get more prospecting. If you can master cold market prospecting, Primerica becomes a game for you. It's fun. I go to Target, I could leave with 10 names. I go to Costco, I leave with 10 names. I go anywhere. I'll go hang out with Darrell for pizza and we come back with 3 names, right? If you can cold market prospect. So if you have to overcome your fears of talking to people, that's the biggest thing you can do for this business, right? The biggest thing you can do is learn how to cold market. But if you can also pair that with using someone's warm market, right? My first appointment with my old manager, Jeremy Desatel, right? He's from old school, was with my mother, right? My mother was having a horrible policy with Iberia Parish Schools. She was paying $90 a month for a $50,000 program. If anybody knows anything that has written a policy, I know that is a horrible policy. We got her 150,000 for 65. And guess what? Who's the beneficiaries? Myself and my brother. So that's a big deal. You want to tell your stories of why. Why are we going to see your mom? Why are we going to see your dad? Why are we going to see your brother? Now that I've actually opened up some of my new agents and they understand the importance of why am I here? What am I here to help with? What am I here to do? It became a lot easier. And last, as far as the other part with prospecting, okay? With prospecting, it has to be 24/7. It has to be. Because who you're thinking about or who you see whenever you're in the mindset, right? Okay, I'm going out prospecting. Cool. You did it for 2 hours today, you got two numbers. But I missed a Mike Hayward and I missed a Blake Whittle, right? I missed them because I only set my mind to my business for 2 hours a day. I've become obsessed with Primerica so much that all I'm doing is figuring out how to run my business, my kids, my business, my kids, my business, my kids. I've increased my communication with leadership. I talk to Blake almost every day now. I've expanded to talking more now to Darrell and other teammates in the office. And I've honestly started sharing my secrets. What I thought were my secrets, I realized, hey, I can tell everyone on the Zoom exactly what I'm doing, and 90% of you still won't go do it. Y'all still won't go do it. So why not share everything that you can so that the 10% of the people on here that do want to win for their families, they do want to go and change their lives, they do want to build a business that lasts forever. They want to be the last broke Smith, the last broke Kennerson, right? These people are the 10% that you really, really, really want to go and give it your all for. And it starts with being a leader. So put yourself out there, get out there. When you're going Christmas shopping, go Christmas shopping for names too, right? Go and hit a store that you normally wouldn't hit. Go and get something from, let's see, one of the best trainings I'd heard from Bill years ago. If you need 5 items, go to 5 different stores. Don't just go to Target. Go to Target, World Market, this one, Academy, wherever. You can go to 5 different stores in the same shopping center, right? Just, you have to get creative with your business. Get creative. Darrell, I keep seeing you, and I know your office is right here now. I just think about this all the time. Darrell and I have grown a better relationship, and I used to watch how Darrell marketed his business online, right? The sneakers, these balls, these. If you take ownership of your business and you care for it like you would your own child, everything will grow. But I just want to say thank you again for allowing me to speak. That's how we're doing these numbers. And teaching your team to do what you're doing from example instead of from somebody else's example, right? You
No
want
doubt
to
about it.
be the example, not somebody else's example. So thank you, Blake.
Great job, Derek. Way to close this out, man. Mike, thank you for your help, guys. Hey, listen, it is time to grow. We got weeks left in this month. Right? We got Thanksgiving coming up soon, but we all know these days leading up to Thanksgiving, the things we're going to do some holiday. So everybody stay tuned for that as far as verbiage, how to overcome different objections, how to get different clients, different agents during the holiday season, what Thanksgiving. So everybody tune in for that. But thank all of you that had your cameras on. Jay Como, thanks so much with the help with the music and the recognition. Mike, thank you for the recognition. Huge help, guys. Hey, this weekend we got to have a lot of our leaders step up. Let's not take the weekend off. Let's look at what we did the last 5 days and let's make some progress this week. Let's take Saturday, Sunday. Let's do what a lot of these agents said. Let's do a lot of what these leaders said right here. Make sure we're gathering different prospects, different referrals, different things so that we can grow our business. And like we talked about all the time, when we go into Thanksgiving and when we go into Christmas, we're proud of our business. We got a lot of money saved. We got a lot of money in our bank accounts. So that this holiday season is great for each and every one of you guys. We got some great things coming up soon. Very excited about that. Reminder about the RVP meeting. That is December the 2nd in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We want all of our key leaders. Obviously, all RVPs need to be there, but all key leaders as well, all of our regional leaders, we need you in that room as well because we're going to make sure we have some big things we announce at that event that you're going to love. My dad's going to light it up, so it's going to be something really special. So, guys, let's make some things happen this weekend. Great Super Saturday. Fab5, tremendous. Can't wait to see who's the Fab5 for November. And it's going to be exciting to see this competition. So, God bless. I know Moses, my man Moses said he's going to be in there. He's already number 2 in the state. He's ready to roll. So, let's get after it. See y'all.